It's a good day. I wouldn't women who have the question, what are we? What's going on?
Wanted it so bad.
Because it was a sign for you to think, okay, where's this relationship?
Yeah, you wanted to find your person. When I didn't find my person, I kind of...
Proposals on Valentine's Day.
I've never been proposed to, ever.
But what about Valentine's Day, the cliche proposal?
But is it cliche though? I thought Christmas proposals were cliche.
Christmas, Valentine's Day is a huge day for proposals. New Year's Eve.
Yeah. I don't know.
Cocktails After Dark. I'm Tiana.
I'm Mimi.
And if you're new to our channel, new to our show, this is where you're going to find everything life, love, sex, and relationships.
All over cocktails, of course.
Now, we try to tackle the most taboo topics and break down the stigma surrounding them.
It'll always be in a safe, judgment-free environment because there's no judgment here.
There's no judgment.
No judgment.
Cheers to no judgment. So today's show, we're talking everything love. It's Love Day, Valentine's Day. We're in our festive red. We have our cute little table set up to celebrate Love Day. So to help us talk about Love Day, we have our favorite author, screenwriter extraordinaire, David Lloyd Marcus, joining us later on to discuss his book, Relationships.
The black book.
Relationships.
Shits.
Shits.
Not ships.
Shits. And we plug this book a lot. Because I swear that every chapter someone can relate to. Like, it definitely is going to hit home. So
it's going to speak to you on so many levels, and either you've been there, done that, or you're in the midst of it.
But you're going to identify with something. He's going to put the mirror right in front of your face, and he's going to show you what's wrong with you. So I'm excited for that talk later.
Very excited.
Very excited. So, cheers to Love Day, Valentine's Day. What does Valentine's Day mean to you? Is it a holiday that you celebrate?
I confess.
Is it a holiday? Do you consider it a holiday?
Not to me, and I confess I definitely don't really do anything for Valentine's Day. And that is partly because in all my single years, I was looking forward to it, got disappointed over and over again. So then I was just kind of like, nah, it's just another day.
So what I'm hearing is that these men out here made you a little bitter and jaded towards Valentine's Day because you guys weren't stepping up, making her feel like the beautiful queen that she is, and doing anything special for Valentine's Day. So now you're kind of bitter towards it. I'm not bitter, but
I'm indifferent to
all the magic of Valentine's Day and Love Day is gone for you. You don't believe in that.
It's not that I don't believe in it. I just don't feel I need it. Like, I need it all the rest of the year.
Right.
And it means more to me when it's more of a spontaneous action and just sort of, you're going to give me some kudos and appreciation and love and all of that good stuff any other time. Like, I don't need a specific day.
You know my thought, especially with the state of how relationships are between black men and black women, any day that we can take to show extra appreciation and extra love.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Oh, don't get it twisted. Just because I don't really do anything for Valentine's Day doesn't mean I wouldn't be excited to do something.
So why aren't you doing something for your man? Like, you're in a new relationship. So I would think that this would be the opportune time to try to, wow him. And especially if you don't feel like you've gotten your just due on Valentine's Day. Why not do something for him? And I don't think women think about that. It's all about, women and what we want. I don't think we think about the fellas a lot as far as making their day special too.
To be fair, in my previous relationships, I was usually the one doing a bunch of stuff for Valentine's Day. Whatever it was that they were really into, whether it might have been something like football, if they were into art, if they were into photography, I would center it around their interests, and I would just do big stuff. Okay. But it wasn't reciprocated. So I was like, well, I'm wasting this effort on someone who's not going to appreciate it. And when after so many times that happens, you just kind of give up.
You just gave up.
But it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that I don't want to have those nice things and those romantic gestures. I just kind of don't tend to look for them.
But now that you're in a relationship, you're in a committed, loving, healthy
second year.
relationship. Cheers to the second year.
Yes.
I'm still gonna ask, why aren't you doing anything for that man?
I didn't say I wasn't doing
Okay, all right. So what are you doing?
I mean, it's the days of COVID. Can't really go anywhere like that.
No, but you don't need to leave the house to do that thing.
This is true. So I'm very playful, you know, I'm very much a big kid. So my plan was definitely going to be like, we're building a fort in the living room. And it's going to be like onesies
Building a
and
fort?
snuggies.
What?
He's into video games.
Is he
I'm
gonna wear
into video
onesies?
games.
Please don't tell me.
Absolutely.
He's wearing a
There's going to
onesie?
be onesies and snuggies and fuzzy socks and then all his favorite foods and all that good stuff. And it's just going to be like...
Why can't he just be in
comfortless.
boxers and a tank top?
I mean, nobody said that's not going to happen later that night.
And then oiled down. I don't want to see the ones. I mean, this is your fantasy, so I'm staying out of it. But
I'm not saying that's not going to happen at night.
and then
But during the
onesies
day?
and sweaty balls and.
Nobody said that
No,
about
I'm sorry. I'm just going on.
I mean, wow. Okay.
Because they have sweaty balls anyway. Then you cover it up with a onesie. That's a lot of heat.
You can have thinner onesies. They're not super thin.
I don't know.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day? What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
I receive love 365 days out of the year, so Valentine's Day doesn't matter to me.
Oh. So you're not doing anything for Valentine's Day?
As long as I've been married, like,
So it's just another day to you too.
again, I speak for others. As long as any excuse to show extra love, I'm for it. I don't have to necessarily celebrate it.
So you don't believe in it anymore.
I never believed in it to begin with. I never really did. I mean, I think it's just another way to just capitalize off of people, take their money.
So even when
It
you were
makes
younger,
people-
you didn't believe in it?
No, because and also it makes, especially when you're in a sticky point in your relationship, the talking phase, you don't know where you are, the confusion phase. It's so much pressure on this particular day. And then I just think of all the hurt women and I just feel bad for people. So I think sometimes Valentine's Day does more harm than it does good.
I agree with that part. I mean, a previous relationship I had, the guy that I was with flat out said he doesn't do Valentine's Day. He's against it. And I was just kind of like, well, who are you? Like, good grief.
So when you hear that, you think that somebody's automatically hurt.
It's hard
Because
not
they
to
don't
think
celebrate
that, but I
Valentine's
think hurt in the sense of he's hurt in the notion of the pressure that comes with it, and it feels like you're never going to give enough in that
And
that
it's a lot
gesture.
of pressure, especially
Yeah.
for the men.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the men.
I feel
And
bad
the
for
social
younger
media
guys.
compounds that and makes it 10 times worse.
I definitely feel bad for, younger guys who are just kind of finding their footing and their expression, because that's a lot of, like you said, social media, it's a lot of pressure for them to show up and show out. And I'm just kind of like, stay within your means. Navigate with the interests that are there with your significant other, instead of worrying about showing off for, Tom, Dick, and Harry who don't care.
Learn your lady.
Learn your lady. Learn
Learn
your
her
partner.
love
We're not going to
language.
limit it to ladies.
Learn your partner. Learn their love language.
Yes, because what you might like might not actually be what they like. If you're wasting time getting flowers and chocolates and they don't like chocolate, what are you doing? What
Don't
are
give me
you
no
doing?
flowers. If you're
Don't
going to give
bring-
me flowers, give me
me a potted
flowers
plant that
of
make
the
you like.
reefer persuasion, because I can do more with that. If
Give
you want
me
to
a potted
flower.
plant. I don't like cutting flowers. It's gonna die in a week. Just give me something I can maintain. Better yet, just give me something I like. Pay attention to the things I like. Give me my PSN cards. I can buy my games online. I'm good.
And that's all that you need.
Yeah.
But let's not be selfish women.
No.
Let's think about our men in this holiday.
Spoil him rotten.
Spoil him. Think about his needs and his
Yeah.
wants. And not what you want him to have or what you think he likes or wants. No. If you know your man, you know what he needs.
Correct.
And it can be simple things. Maybe a home-cooked meal, his feet rubbed, shutting the fuck up. Shutting
let
the
him
fuck
have
up.
his space
and leaving
with
him the
no
hell alone.
interruptions.
That goes a long way for women.
That me time for him, where he can just decompress however he needs to. Like, you gotta honor that. You gotta acknowledge it. Like, they need their space, they need their time. Everybody does.
And pussy is not a Valentine's gift. I'm going to repeat this again. Pussy is not a Valentine's gift. No. Unless it's new pussy. If you're bringing him home pussy that he's never had before, then hurrah, yes. That's a good gift, girl. Yes.
New dick, new
but
pussy.
Your old pussy is not a good gift for him.
I'm not going to say it's old and tired, but if you're doing the same
it's old to
thing.
him, but it's old to him. Even if you have new tricks, don't give that man some old pussy for Valentine's Day and call it a gift.
Do something different.
Do something different. Something that he wants.
Give him some anal sex.
Only
some booty.
There you go. Get a sex swing. You just do something.
Get some toys.
Yeah. But if you're gonna give him pussy, new pussy is the only pussy to give. Period.
Let me take a sip on that.
Welcome back to Cocktails After Dark. I'm so excited for our next guest. Author, screenwriter extraordinaire, Relationshits.
The Black Book.
The Black Book. This book, I don't know. I felt kind of judged reading this book.
So the initial reaction was you was a little judged.
I have so many notes here.
It's a thorough read.
I got my queen pen, we don't take it easy. He's been on our show a couple times before.
Ready for it.
He knows how we do. So I have all my notes. I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. We're going to talk everything love, life, and relationships and why he felt the need for this book. Again, Situationshits. That title in itself tells you a lot.
Yes. It's a very honest statement, and what a lot of people tend to live in denial in their relationships, their interactions. I loved the fact that it pretty much called out behaviors and tactics and thought processes that I don't think anyone doesn't do or hasn't done at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
Definitely holds a mirror up to your face.
I mean, it's hard not to feel a little judged when you start reading
look
it.
at you and look at the shit you're doing, and you needed to get it all the way the fuck together. And he kind of gets you together in that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a loving taking you by the hand and saying, look, you've been there, I've been there, we've done this.
It's in a loving,
Yeah.
harsh, get your shit together way.
I wouldn't say
And
it's
we all,
harsh.
no, but we all kind of need the harsh truth. It is a lot of harsh truth in that, and we need that. We don't need the shit sugarcoating, especially the chapter about the cheaters
And the
the toxic relationship. Like, we are in denial in so much shit, and we make excuses for it. And he's mentioned that in the book. So sometimes you need the harsh truth, you need the mirror, and you just need to be told, get your shit together. This is what you're doing, and this is what you no longer need to do. Yes. So I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
I got a lot of questions though.
Let's bring him here.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring him here. So coming back, we'll have David Lloyd Marcus. I'm so excited. Yes. Welcome back to Cocktails After Dark. As promised, we're here with my favorite author, David Lloyd Marcus, to talk about his book, Relationshits, the Black Book. Woo! Dr. Ouch presents. So even before we get into the book, let's talk about Dr. Ouch, this persona Dr. Ouch of yours. Oh, wait a minute. We got to get you going because, red wine brings out the good tea. So I'm going to get you a glass and get you going. So tell me about Dr. Ouch.
So Dr. Ouch is like my pen name, and Dr. Ouch tells the raw truth at all times. There's no sugarcoating, so if you want to read a Dr. Ouch book or see a Dr. Ouch film and think it's going to be sweet, it's not. But it's necessary. That's why I call him a doctor. A doctor gives you what you need, not what you want. So
did you take offense to when I said you give us the harsh truth? Mimi thought that word wasn't appropriate.
No, I didn't, but I love how it's subjective because some people feel that way.
Yeah,
and some people
don't.
love it. And they like, this is how I like to talk. This is what I need. But it is harsh to some. It's not.
So we have something what you call the Book of Wisdom, 23 chapters of the realest shit that I have ever written. I mean,
Red.
I'm
Good,
sorry.
good.
Pretty
I
soon
love
red. Okay. But to start it off, your dedication, I noticed that you dedicated a huge part to your father, and you talked about the wisdom that came from him and always talking to you straight. How important was that, and how did that guide you and mold you into the man that you are right now?
It's funny you asked because 2 days ago, my partner in film said, you know your dad is the original Dr. Ouch, right? Because we grew up together, so we know. But he talked to us all that way. But to me, it prepares you. I talk to my kids. It prepares you for life instead of them figuring out once they get out here. Like, he just doesn't hold back anything.
Right, so you thought that part that he's giving you the real without sugarcoating anything, that definitely makes a difference, because we like to coddle our kids.
Right, but
We do.
then they'll struggle when they're
prepared.
trying to navigate through those situations.
So I find that even now when we talk about their interactions and relationships now, a huge piece that's missing is that father figure and the black male role model. And it accounts for a lot of shit that we see in these relationships now.
Yeah, that and the other part that's missing is honesty.
Honesty.
That part.
You know what I mean? It's just people are phony, man. But they not. I let them know when they read this. Yeah, people, they don't just lie to people; they lie to themselves.
I don't even say, I would like to say phony, because people are human. People are cowards, you know. It takes a lot of balls to be completely honest with yourself, honest with your partner. And I think a lot of people are scared to do that.
And maybe that'll go back to what you said about the father figure. Like, I was groomed that way,
To be honest.
to be honest. So I've always.
So were you always that way with
I
women?
was-
Were you always on the line? You never lied to get pussy. You never pretended to get pussy.
My lie was what I talk about in the book, was lying to the person I was with, thinking that I was being monogamous.
No.
That's my biggest lie. Nobody I was in a relationship will say, no, there was always some BS with him. Nah, because I was considered, I always say sometimes honest men are considered the assholes. Can I go?
Of course.
Of course you
But
can.
Judgment free.
but
Speak
the
free.
assholes are normally the men that tell you the truth a lot.
You don't have to be an asshole in order to get the truth across or to
Right.
be truthful. I hate when people conflate this. So you do not need to be an asshole to be honest.
Correct.
There's a way to do it. So back to relationships. Why did you feel this book was needed?
What made you write it?
Since I've been divorced for 4 years now, so this is kind of like a book of hindsight, I guess, just observing my behavior through my marriage and you know, you're getting older now. I'm 42, be 43 in 2 months.
It's a good looking 43,
Thank you,
sir.
thank you. And
43 when?
in April 3rd.
I'll be 43. No, I'll be
Aries
40.
spring.
I'll be 44 in March.
I'll be 39 in April.
And I just sitting back, like, from Facebook to me dating since I've been divorced, because I told myself since I've been divorced, I just wouldn't lie at all, ever again. That was like the promise I made to myself, like, dating women, if I'm not ready, I won't do that whole coddling them or to try to keep them around, because men sometimes tell women what they want to hear, so they'll stay around.
We all know that man that you've met in the beginning and he's the perfect man, and then a month in he's a totally different person, because men will pretend to get pussy. They will pretend really good to get pussy.
And so I would rather somebody walk away with me being honest than for them sticking around for a lie and then wanting to run me over with a car or something later because I'm at somebody's house and didn't tell them that that's how I was moving.
Because people create their own
Mhm.
headaches with that bullshit.
Plus, I think if you have the opportunity to be more transparent, because I don't see it just as being honest, it's being transparent,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
If you're more transparent, then it's giving the other person the option. They have that choice. Whereas telling these monumental lies and you got to remember
Right.
everything you've said, that's too much work.
Exactly.
And you're taking the choice away from the other person.
From the
Taking
other
the choice
person.
away, which I didn't want to do. So just watching how people move, single, married, and I just, one day I was like, man, this is a joke. Really?
Yeah, you actually explained it in the book.
Yeah.
The majority of relationships are trash.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
what you said again. The majority of relationships are trash.
I believe
Do
it.
you really believe the majority? I think that's kind of the majority, really.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I wouldn't say
This is
that.
why-
How do you know the
this-
majority of
this is why I
relationships
say
are trash?
majority.
That's
Okay.
kind of
I'm not 25 again. I'm 42, and sometimes
trash.
even the ones that you think are this relationship goals, as you say, if you get close enough to that couple, you start finding out and unpackaging all of this BS that they
Because
had.
people are human.
Right.
But I think it's great that you're able to make that distinction in the book, and it does draw this parallel because think about it. A couple years ago, everybody put Jada and Will on this wonderful platform of this is the relationship goal, and you should have it like this, and then all
And
this
then all
stuff comes
that.
out about entanglements and such.
Well, people do that to me in my marriage. I don't want to be anybody's relationship goals. No, I don't want that motherfucking pressure because we're human. We're extremely flawed. Our relationship is perfect for us. I don't want to put my shit on anybody else. You have to find your own way. But I think if people understand that we're human and we're flawed, all this pressure and relationship goals, it's bullshit.
It is.
But I wouldn't say the majority of relationships are horrible. I wouldn't say that. I think that's too large of a number.
I agree
Because
that it is.
regardless, everybody has some
Okay,
toxic
so
shit.
here we go.
But relationships still, I just don't think a majority of relationships.
So let me ask you this then: if you don't think it's majority, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are over 55-60% of marriages getting divorced if they getting divorced just because they're tired and it's over? No, they're getting
Well,
divorced
relationship
because-
doesn't just constitute marriages. There are a lot of people now who don't feel the need to be married or don't see the benefit in marriage.
Mhm.
So relationships don't, the end all isn't just always marriage. We can't judge a healthy relationship just based on if someone got married or divorced.
No, we can't. But then without the title, a lot of times there's even more junk. And it's like, to me, I just wanted to put the mirror in front of people. I'm hoping that I can save some people from moving like me. I really am. I was as transparent as they come, I think, in this book. In every chapter, I talked about myself first
You
to kind
did.
of make people feel comfortable
You
for what
did,
I'm about to
right.
say about them.
You
to let
did.
them know, look, we here. I'm not talking from this high and mighty place like people do.
I don't know. I got a little bit of judgment in there. I felt a little bit of judgment.
I disagree. I agree with him in that you're taking the reader by the hand and saying we are going to go through the things that we've done, that we're doing.
I felt a little judgment. Y'all can take it for yourself.
That's because
But let's go into chapter one. Chapter one was situationships. And you titled the situationships, also known as the silent killer. So why did you deem situationships? Let's first get a definition of what a situationship is.
Situationship is when you're doing everything, you have this person, and you're doing everything like you're in a relationship, but you don't have a title, so you have this kind of safe out if it gets a little thick. You can say, hey, I'm single. Don't forget that I'm single. But you're still moving and doing everything like a relationship. And a lot of times I feel like people sign up for that with the person they desire, that where the other person might not want the relationship. It's kind of a form of settlement. Now, some people enter it knowing, and it's exactly what they need at that time.
Right.
But if you're a hopeless romantic, like I talk
You
about in the
say
book,
that. You
Yeah.
feel
it's-
bad for the hopeless
yeah,
romantic.
It's going to. I feel bad for the hopeless romantic in it with somebody like me. Meaning
What is somebody like you? Please elaborate.
Somebody like me is a dude that's single, has no plan of being in a relationship at this moment, focused on other things and clear about it. But women see something attractive in a guy, or whether it's personality or him, his dreams and his wisdom, or they have so much fun, or the sex, that they like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for this and tell him I'm cool, because I know once he get a little taste of me and what I have to offer,
We think
it'll
we're
turn
gonna win them
around.
over.
And then when it doesn't turn around and you hit that brick wall,
So
that's
talk
what
to me
happens.
about what you describe in the book called the hope factor. What is the hope factor in situationships?
Kind of what I was just mentioning, the hope of if I love on somebody good enough, it'll change their position. It'll change their posture. It'll change their stance on them wanting a relationship because they'll see I'm wonderful, and why wouldn't they want to be with me? And then sometimes you're in for a rude awakening.
You internalize it. This, what you said, I'm going to quote you. Women have to stop holding men. Women have to stop holding men accountable for situations that they signed up for with free will.
That choice.
Yes.
That choice.
You want me to give you an example?
But I mean, do you don't think that men sometimes push the boundaries and the limit? Like, okay, we all signed up for this situationship. This is what it's going to be. But you're staying the night at my house. You're telling me you love me. You're meeting my kids. You're at dinner with my parents. If it's truly a situationship, keep it within the realm of that. But when people start exhibiting behavior and doing things outside of that, that's when it can start getting confusing. So can we really just blame the woman for this when men sometimes exhibit behavior that confuses the fuck out of us?
They do, especially like trying to hold a woman to a relationship standard too. Like you tell her you want to be single, but now you catch her talking to a dude or dating, now you want to pull a card like you're in a relationship, but tell her that she's wildfire, she's moving. It's like, no, if you're single, you have to take everything that comes with it. Everything that comes with being single. And that's where those lines get blurred to me. So you're right. Men, we do. For me, they get upset with me because I'm allowing them to move free. Mm-hmm. Like they and I
yeah, because like I need a man to be like
you know
jealous
what I mean? Because
over me. Like if you allow me to do whatever the fuck and you're not saying shit, you don't care about me.
But the thing is, it's not that I don't care, and that's what I try to explain to them. It stings. I done had some situations sting since I was single where I'm like,
Tell me how. Tell me.
Like,
why did it sting?
Because, you know, the girl is, all of a sudden now I'm used to being able to show up when I want to show up.
Oh, and she put the brakes on.
And she put the,
And I
she
put
said
the brakes on it,
boundaries.
but it's like, she started hitting me with the, I'm not home or I'm busy.
And you
know
say
what I mean?
this, all the benefits without commitment and responsibility. That's what men, I want to say men in particular, I think men get more out of that than women. All of the benefits without the commitment.
But sometimes, like, for me, I try to find women that I'm exactly what they need at this time. I'm being up because that happens.
You don't think that's a little manipulative?
No.
That's
it just
fulfilling
means,
someone's desire.
I mean,
You can read that person.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I get that, but sometimes men seek out women that they know.
no, I don't mean seek out.
Okay.
I just mean, you know, between social media and in person, when you have a conversation, you can kind of hear where somebody is.
Right.
Like, you know, like the example I give in the book with the girl that was DMing me and I can tell she was the relationship type.
Right.
I backed away and she was attracted. Now the old me would have said what I had to say to hit her. Just keeping it honest. I would have said whatever I had to say because even afterwards she said, oh, I appreciate your honesty. Maybe we can have some drinks sometime. She was setting herself up.
She really was.
And
She wasn't being honest with herself.
I did something that most men won't do in that
Most
situation.
men won't do that.
I was
Save her from
responsible
you.
enough to save her from the situation regardless.
Saved her from the bad choices.
Right.
About
Because once she said we could have some drinks anyway, it was over because I knew once we got in person, I would have had it.
Yeah, the anyway was the dismissive part of her statement.
Because we
Right.
women think that we can change men, and like you said, oh, he'll see I'm this great woman and my pussy's good and I'm going to be able to change him and make him fall in love. And when it doesn't happen, we internalize it and we take it personally when we should have just listened
But
to
it's not
what
only
he
the
told
one